This video is about raptors, carnivorous birds that hunt and feed on other animals. They have sharp talons for seizing prey, hooked beaks for tearing flesh, and keen eyesight. Let's start with the hawks. The African goshawk and Cooper's hawk both use the same hunting techniques. Found in forests and woodland edges, they are stealthy hunters. The African goshawk has yellow-orange eyes and barred underparts. Cooper's has a rounded tail and rusty barred chest. Cooper's diet is mainly avian, while the African goshawk also includes lizards and large insects. Harris hawk is one of the few raptors that hunts in coordinated family groups. Because of their cooperative nature, Harris hawks are used in falconry. It is dark brown with chestnut shoulders and thighs, and a white-tipped tail. This next group of raptors are called the buzzard hawks because Europeans call them buzzards and Americans call them hawks. They are all in genus Buteo, have broad rounded wings built for soaring, a strong body, and are medium to large size. These two hawks differ more than casual observation suggests. The red-tailed has a brick red tail and streaked bellyband. The red-shouldered has rusty orange barring on the breast. Red-tailed prefer open country. Red-shouldered avoid it, and can be aggressive, even mobbing great horned owls. North America's largest Buteo hawk. The ferruginous hawk has rusty red back and legs contrasting with North America's largest Buteo hawk. The ferruginous hawk has a rusty red back and legs contrasting with a whitish underside lightly streaked with brown. It often hunts by standing near burrows or hovering to seize squirrels, prairie dogs, and jackrabbits. It often hunts by standing near burrows or hovering to seize squirrels, prairie dogs, and jackrabbits. Rough-legged hawks have feathered legs extending to the toes, an adaptation to Arctic breeding grounds. Plumage varies but typically shows a dark belly patch and dark wrist marks on pale underwings. They regularly hang in the wind, scanning below for lemmings and voles. Swainson's hawk typically shows a dark brown chest band contrasting with pale underparts and two-toned underwings. It breeds on the prairies of North America, then migrates to the pampas of Argentina. It hunts small animals when breeding, and insects at other times. Widespread in the Old World, the common buzzard has a diverse diet. Rabbits to large insects, which allows it to thrive in different habitats. It has various plumages from pale to dark. Often considered a subspecies of the common buzzard, the steppe buzzard is slightly slimmer with a distinctive banded tail. Steppe refers to its breeding habitat in Central Asia. It winters in Africa. The augur and jackal buzzards are closely related. Both are boldly patterned with dark upper parts and a rich rufous-orange tail. The jackal adds a rufous chest. Their ranges overlap, with the augur in East Africa and the jackal in Southern Africa. They interbreed where they meet. As is true for the majority of species in this family, the female jackal buzzard is considerably larger than the male. Since she stays home to protect the nest, her larger size makes her a better guardian. His smaller size makes for a more agile hunter. The variable hawk of South America lives up to its name. Plumage ranges from all white to all dark, with many intermediate forms. Hawk-like, it has broad rounded wings and a short tail. Eagle-like, it is bold with powerful feet and talons. Pale gray with a bare yellow face and finely barred underparts, the African harrier hawk is quite distinct genetically from hawks and eagles. Its legs can bend both forward and backward, allowing it to reach into tree cavities and nests to extract prey. Eagle is a term applied to large, impressive raptors across several distinct lineages, all at the top of the food chain with their powerful feet as their weapons. Dark brown, with a golden sheen to their nape and crown, golden eagles are widespread in the northern hemisphere. Very powerful, they can take young deer and even goats. An African eagle of the Rocky Highlands, Varro's eagle is jet black with a striking white back and rump, visible in flight. It eats mainly rock hyrax. Both Varro's and the golden eagle are booted. Their legs are feathered right down to the toes. The long-crested eagle is a booted eagle named for its long, floppy crest. Dark overall with bold white wing patches visible in flight, it chooses a high perch and will sit still for hours, scanning the grass below. Africa's largest eagle, the Martial eagle, has dark brown upper parts, a white underside spotted with brown, and pale yellow eyes. It soars at immense heights, using exceptional eyesight to spot targets before executing a steep, high-speed dive. The African fish eagle is famous for its far-carrying, yelping call. It has a white head and chest, chestnut belly, and black wings. As do others of its genus, it snatches fish from the water with powerful talons. The white-bellied sea eagle patrols coastlines from India to Australia. Its white head and underparts contrast sharply with gray wings. It hunts fish, sea snakes, and waterbirds, and mates for life, reusing the same massive nest for decades. The world's heaviest eagle, Steller's sea eagle, bears a massive orange-yellow bill and bold white shoulder patches on black plumage. It breeds in coastal Russia and winters in Japan, where it hunts salmon at river mouths. Instantly recognized by its white head and tail contrasting with a dark brown body and yellow bill, the bald eagle is the most opportunistic of the fish eagles, eating fish near water, and mammals or birds along the waterways. The bald eagle and the other members of its genus are all referred to as fish eagles. They are large and powerful raptors, quite capable of grabbing fish on their own, but they frequently find it much easier to pirate fish from a smaller bird, forcing it to drop the fish which they then catch. The Brahminy kite, despite its name, is closely related to the fish eagles and shares their habits. It is easily identified by its chestnut body contrasting with a bright white head and breast. Did you know that fish hunting raptors have rough bumps on the toe pads which help them hold slimy fish? The swallow-tailed kite is boldly patterned in black and white, with a deeply forked tail and long narrow wings that allow it to glide gracefully. Found in the Americas, it eats large insects, lizards, and frogs. Note that toy kites were named after the birds, not vice versa. The yellow-billed kite is a medium brown bird with a distinctive yellow bill and a forked tail that gives it exceptionally fine directional control. Found across Africa, it eats insects, small animals, and carrion, and will even steal food from human hands. This immature kite has not yet developed as yellow bill. The black-winged kite is a small, elegant raptor, white below with pale gray upper parts and bold black shoulder patches. Its red eyes are striking. Unlike the yellow-billed kite, it is not a scavenger. It specializes primarily in small mammals. The vultures of Europe, Asia, and Africa, aka the Old World vultures, are in the same family as hawks and eagles because that is where DNA indicates they should be. They look for carrion while soaring high above. The most common large vulture in Africa, the white-backed vulture, is brown with a bare white neck ruff and a white lower back visible in flight. Strikingly patterned in black and white with a bare red-orange face patch, the palm nut vulture is unusual among raptors. It feeds largely on the husks of oil palm fruit rather than carrion. The hooded vulture is a small, dark brown vulture with a bare pink face and slender bill. That narrow beak lets it pick scraps from tight spaces other vultures cannot reach. Small and distinctive, the Egyptian vulture has white plumage with black flight feathers and a bare yellow face. One of the few tool-using birds, it uses stones to crack open ostrich eggs. The lappet-faced vulture is named for the fleshy folds, lappets, on its bare red head. As the largest vulture in Africa, it is dominant at carcasses. The osprey occupies its own distinct family separate from hawks or eagles. Unique among raptors, its outer toe can face forward or backward. Its nostril shape is distinctive, able to close against water entry during dives. The osprey is dark brown above and white below, with a distinctive dark eye stripe. Like fish eagles, it has special toe pads for gripping slippery fish. The secretary bird is unmistakable. A tall, long-legged, gray and black raptor with a crest of long black feathers and a bare orange face. At first glance it does not look like a traditional raptor. However, anatomical and DNA evidence confirm it belongs in the same order as hawks and eagles. The New World vultures are essentially unrelated to the Old World vultures. They are in not only a different family, but also a different order. Through convergent evolution they have grown to resemble each other. Both groups have bare heads and necks, and can effortlessly soar while finding carrion. The turkey vulture has blackish-brown plumage, a bare red head, and a pale bill. In flight, its silvery flight feathers contrast with dark wing linings. It is one of the rare vultures to have a good sense of smell. The black vulture is a stocky scavenger with jet black plumage, a bare wrinkled gray head, and silvery wing patches visible in flight. Unlike the turkey vulture, the black vulture locates carrion by sight, not smell, and often follows turkey vultures to food. Condors have a striking, almost regal look, bold black and white plumage, a distinctive neck ruff, and bright coloration on the head. As a result, they are held in high esteem by many people. But they are definitely vultures. When we presented the hawks, you might have wondered, where are the falcons? Surprisingly, they are in their own separate order from hawks. Falcons are another example of convergent evolution, where unrelated animals independently evolve similar traits because they face similar environmental pressures. Amazingly, falcons' closest relatives are parrots and songbirds. The peregrine falcon has slate blue upper parts, a white breast with dark barring, and a bold black hood with mustache stripes. It is the fastest animal, reaching diving speeds of over 240 miles per hour, and is found on nearly every continent. The prairie falcon is sandy brown above and pale below, showing dark patches under its wings when flying. Found in western North America, it hunts horizontally rather than diving like a peregrine falcon. North America's smallest falcon, the American kestrel, is colorful. The male has blue-gray wings, a rufous back, and a rufous tail with a black tip. It hovers in place while hunting and bringing food to females during incubation. The rock kestrel is a small, rufous brown falcon with streaked underparts and a gray head in males. It inhabits cliffs, gorges, rocky terrain, and open grassland with rocky outcrops in southern Africa. The Lanner falcon has a rufous crown, pale underparts with fine streaking, and a dark mustache stripe. It hunts mainly birds, taken in a fast horizontal pursuit or an angled power dive. Caracaras have a bold pattern of black, white, and chestnut, with a bare red-orange face. Also in the falcon family, they prefer to walk rather than fly. Found in South America, they are quite vulture-like in their diet. Owls can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees, and have asymmetrical ears for precise sound location. Specialized fringed feathers break up air turbulence, enabling near-silent flight, perfect for ambushing prey. Unlike most owls, the short-eared owl hunts by day over open grasslands and marshes worldwide. It has tawny buff plumage with dark streaking, a round facial disc, and the short ear tufts that give it its name. Its numbers shift dramatically with vole and lemming cycles. The burrowing owl is a small, round-headed owl with no ear tufts, brown and white spotted plumage, and long legs. It nests underground in burrows dug by prairie dogs or ground squirrels, and has one of the most diverse diets of any American owl. The spotted eagle owl has prominent ear tufts, yellow eyes, and finely barred gray-brown plumage. The most common owl in southern Africa, it thrives from savanna to city parks, taking insects, small mammals, birds, and reptiles. As adaptable as any eagle owl, the spotted eagle owl roosts on buildings and hunts by streetlight. It nests in a simple ground scrape across sub-Saharan Africa and Arabia. The Indian eagle owl has prominent ear tufts, large orange eyes, and streaked brown and buff plumage. It inhabits rocky scrub and gorges of the Indian subcontinent, and was long treated as a Eurasian eagle owl subspecies before being recognized as its own species. One of the world's largest owls, the Eurasian eagle owl has rich tawny brown streaked plumage, prominent ear tufts, and striking orange eyes. Spanning Europe and Asia, it is an apex predator capable of taking prey as large as young deer. The Turkmenian eagle owl is a pale subspecies of the Eurasian eagle owl. Its lighter plumage suits the arid, treeless landscape it occupies. A powerfully built owl of cliffs and rocky terrain in southern and East Africa, the Cape eagle owl is distinguished by its larger size, dark orange eyes, and blotched breast markings. The snowy owl is a large, rounded owl with a relatively small yellow-eyed face. Males are nearly pure white, females are white with dark barring. Breeding further north than any other owl, its winter movements closely track lemming population cycles. Crashes in these prey numbers spark dramatic winter eruptions, driving them much further south than usual. The great horned owl is a large, powerful owl with prominent ear tufts, a rusty orange facial disc, and finely barred underparts. It nests in deep winter, incubating eggs far below freezing, always using abandoned large nests. Africa's largest owl, Barrow's eagle owl, is gray-brown with fine vermiculated patterning, dark brown eyes, and a unique feature shared by no other owl: bright pink eyelids. The eastern screech owl is a small owl with ear tufts and yellow eyes, occurring in rufous and gray morphs which interbreed freely. More often heard than seen, it has the broadest diet of any owl in its range. A successful urban owl, the eastern screech owl readily adopts nest boxes near human dwellings. When threatened by day, it compresses its feathers to mimic tree bark perfectly. Endemic to Madagascar, the Malagasy scops owl is a small, eared owl occurring in brown, gray, and rufous morphs with fine cryptic streaking. Its populations represent at least two distinct vocal types, making its taxonomy unsettled. The southern white-faced owl has a striking white facial disc rimmed in black, orange eyes, and gray-streaked plumage. Against smaller threats it puffs up and spreads its wings. Against larger ones it compresses into a thin, sickly-looking shape. The largest neotropical owl, the spectacled owl, is named for white feathers framing its dark face. Its juveniles are striking, almost entirely white with a chocolate-brown facial disc. The barred owl is a large, round-headed owl with brown and white barred plumage on the chest and streaked underparts. Unlike most owls, its eyes are dark brown rather than yellow. It is highly vocal and will often call in the middle of the day. The barn owl has ghostly white underparts, a heart-shaped white facial disc, and tawny gold upper parts finely patterned with gray. It is in its own family, splitting from the Strigidae owls about 50 million years ago. Its characteristic facial disc acts as a parabolic reflector for sound enhancement. Summarizing raptors, the hawks. Eagles. Kites. And Old World vultures are all in the same family. The osprey and secretarybird are their close relatives, while the falcons, owls, and New World vultures are very distant relatives.